Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Astleford. Today I'm doing a presentation for my graduate ethics class at Southern Utah University. I'll be presenting about Cynthia Cooper, the famous whistleblower from WorldCom Corporation. Cynthia Cooper was a lot like you and me. She was a vice president of internal audit at WorldCom. Okay, she wasn't exactly like you and me, but she had family, she had friends, and a material interest in her company's success. One of her coworkers, Gene Morris, was looking over expenses one day and discovered a series of expenses amounting to about $500 million, and he couldn't find any records for it. In the ensuing night and days, Cynthia and Gene would uncover the largest accounting fraud that had ever occurred in corporate America. On the surface, it's easy to think that Cynthia had an easy job. All she had to do was report to somebody higher and move on with her job, right? Wrong. Being a whistleblower requires moral courage. Moral courage, by my definition, is the ability to make a moral decision in the face of adverse risk to oneself. Cynthia had to think long and hard about the stakeholders involved. What would her family think of her? What would the thousands of employees who would potentially lose their jobs think of her? These are all questions I imagine Cynthia had to ask herself in the wake of reporting a massive fraud. The Institute of Management Accountants, or the IMA, offers a resolution of ethical conduct for the use of accountants when they face a challenge of reporting ethical concerns to their superiors. They encourage a whistleblower to do three things. First, you must discuss the issue with your immediate supervisor, except when that supervisor is potentially involved in the fraudulent activity. In Cynthia's case, her supervisor was committing the fraud. When she mentioned that she knew something was up, he attempted to hide the fraud and keep her away. If this is the case, you must report the fraud to a higher superior. Secondly, the IMA encourages you to clarify relevant ethical issues with one of their IMA ethical counselors. Discussing the situation with a third party can be extremely beneficial to a whistleblower seeking clarity. Finally, you should always consult your attorney before you make any final decisions. Dr. Badaracco, a professor of ethics at Harvard University, also gives some advice to those who are placed in the position of leadership when it comes to having moral courage. In Dr. Badaracco's article, "We Don't Need Another Hero," he suggests that those who are best exemplify the definition of a hero are those who are willing to lead prudently and quietly. Those who lead to make a difference, not just to receive selfish gratification. Cynthia Cooper exemplifies Badaracco's definition because she was extremely patient with her whistleblowing scheme. She made sure that she had all her bases covered. She didn't act abruptly, but rather she acted with strategic patience and ultimately did the right thing, even though she was faced with great adversity. So what exactly did Cynthia do? Well, her small team of individuals approached the external auditors of Arthur Andersen about the alleged fraud, and they were told that some of the transactions had been approved and that Cynthia had nothing to worry about. So later, Cynthia approached the CFO, Scott Sullivan, and he encouraged her not to investigate until later in the following quarter. This, of course, was another red flag. Later, Cynthia tried to contact the external auditors again, and they made it clear they only wanted to talk to the CFO. So finally, in secret, Cynthia and Gene Morris began digging into accounting records. While there is a lot to tell about the Cynthia Cooper story, a summary is going to have to suffice. Cynthia and Morris continued to look into accounting errors at WorldCom and worked long hours to make sure their work was secret, and that they were obtaining the proper evidence. Ultimately, they uncovered almost $4 billion worth of accounting errors. After they reported everything through the proper channels, WorldCom went bankrupt and several key corporate officers were indicted. WorldCom went under and many people lost their jobs. Cynthia was heralded by some a hero, but many others were very upset with her for what she did. She was even hated by some in her community. I mean, these people lost their jobs. Thus it is with people who display moral courage. Often, they do the right thing even if it leaves a personal deficit in their popularity. Cynthia is a quiet hero. She acted according to her public duty. I hope we can all exemplify moral courage in the future as we strive to do the right thing, even if it means putting our personal popularity at risk. Thank you.